everyone. Today we will learn about different generations of computers. Before this, we will learn how computers are actually evolved. A computer is a complex piece of machinery made up of many parts, and each of these parts is invented at different times. Not all the parts of the computer are invented at the same time. Different parts of the computer are upgraded and they have evolved and developed at different times. For example, we have the speakers. The previous years we had speakers in this way, and the sound clarity, the way they look, and all that was little less. But you have the speakers nowadays which give a very good sound clarity and they look sleek, nice design and attractive. This is how the speakers has evolved. And next, monitors. The best example to show you how the computers have really evolved. Just observe when we go back to the years of 2000 to 2005, you find monitors of this type. They almost occupied the whole desk and you have the very less clarity. But now observe the desktops of your computer of the present years. You have a nice LCD and LED screen monitors that give a better visual clarity. Yes, this is how the computers are evolved. So, computers have taken its birth in the 19th century. An English mathematician professor named Charles Babbage designed analytical engine. So, Charles Babbage is the father of the computer. He has designed analytical engine in the 19th century. And next comes the modern computers. The modern computers are designed based on the framework of the analytical engine which Charles Babbage has introduced. Each and every modern computer designed now has found its basis from the analytical engine. So, Charles Babbage is considered as the father of computers. Computers are not actually invented for some entertainment purposes or for just sending emails. These are invented to solve some complex mathematical calculations. Abacus. Abacus was the first human-made calculating device. This was designed around 2400 BC. Yes, abacus is a counting frame that is used to do arithmetic calculations in olden days. They used to move the beads according to the calculation and would find the answers for some complex mathematical problems. So, abacus is the first human-made calculating device. Next comes Hermann Hollerith. Is the father of the modern automatic computation. He chose punch cards as the basis for storing and processing information. He built the first punch card tabulating and sorting machines as well as the first key punch. Hermann Hollerith, he is the father of modern automatic computation. Previously, in abacus, we have to manually compute using the help of beads and rods. But Hermann Hollerith, he designed a machine that could automatically do the computation. He chose punch cards as the main device in this machine. And with the help of these punch cards, he used to store and process information in this type of computers. Computers were used during the Second World War to send messages from one place to another. The messages were in an encrypted form. The code that is there in the encrypted form is called as the ciphertext. cipher is an algorithm that is used to perform encryption as well as the decryption. This algorithm is a series of some well-defined steps that are to be followed in order to encrypt the message. The cipher, the original form of the text is known as the plain text, and the encrypted form is called as the ciphertext. Using the algorithm cipher, we convert the plain text into the encrypted form as ciphertext. We use the same algorithm again to decrypt the ciphertext into the plain text. This was mainly helpful during the Second World War. Look at this. This is the key that is used to convert the plain text thank you to a cipher code. They use the key cover cover. They have used the algorithm cipher to convert this plain text into cipher text. ENIAC, which means electrical, numerical, integrator and computer. This is the first programmable general purpose electronic digital computer. And depending upon the time period they were used and the purpose and the operations performed on the computers, they are divided into different generations. There are 5 different generations in which computers are evolved. The computers are evolved themselves lot in terms of hardware and software in each and every generation. The generations are mainly classified by major technological developments and the way the computers work. The 5 generations of computers are the first generation, the second generation, the third generation, fourth generation, and the fifth generation computers. First, we will learn about the first generation computers, which was during the period of 1940 to 1956. The first generation computers used vacuum tubes, and they also used magnetic drums to store the memory and punch cards to input. So the hardware characteristics of the first generation computers are vacuum tubes, magnetic drums, punch cards to input, and printout is the output, not the monitor. We have printout as the output. Here comes the software characteristics of the first generation computers. They use the machine language and they used to solve only one problem at a time, and they are only used for scientific purposes. These are not the general purpose computers. And here comes the other characteristics of the first generation computers, that is they are bulky in size and they are less commercial use and they are difficult to produce and use and they are too expensive. Now the first generation computer ENIAC is in this way. They almost occupied the complete big hall and they have a lot of wire connections, and this is the UNIVAC, the other first generation computer. Here is the second generation computers which are from 1956 to 1963. The second generation computers used transistors. For memory storage, the second generation computers used magnetic cores and magnetic tapes. And for secondary memory storage, they use large disks. Those are magnetic disks. And the hardware characteristics of second generation computers are they use transistors, they use magnetic cores and magnetic tapes for memory storage, and use disks for secondary storage. Coming to the software characteristics, they use assembly language and high-level programming languages are developed during this type of generation, and batch processing system was used. And the other characteristics are this second generation computers are little faster and little smaller. They're easier to program than the first generation computers, and the commercial production was still difficult and costly. The third generation computers that were from 1964 to 1971. These third generation computers used integrated circuits. The hardware characteristics of third generation computers are they used integrated circuits, magnetic cores, and used large capacity disks, and magnetic tapes are used for secondary storage. The software characteristics are they have a time sharing operating system, high level programming languages are used, and machine independent softwares are used. And the other characteristics are the third generation computers are faster, smaller, easier, and cheaper. They're easy to upgrade and used for scientific, commercial, and interactive online applications. The fourth generation computers that were from 1972 to 2010. These fourth generation computers used microprocessors which were made up of semiconductors, and the personal computers and supercomputers were developed during this fourth generation. The high-speed computer networks like internet were also developed during this generation. In terms of storage, it was upgraded to a larger capacity of main memory and hard disk. And the optical disc as portable read-only storage media like CD and DVD were developed. Notebooks, powerful desktops, PCs, and workstations were developed. The software characteristics of the fourth generation computers are we have a graphical user interface based OS, that is GUI based OS, multiprocessing operating system, an object oriented design, and program and parallel programming, network based and super computing applications, and the World Wide Web was developed. The other characteristics of the fourth generation computers are they are small, affordable, easy to use, and easy to upgrade and produce. A lot of development has occurred during this fourth generation. The rapid software development is possible, and portable and general purpose machines were invented. The fifth generation computers, that is the present and our future. AI, artificial intelligence, is the present boom. Supercomputers, superconductors, powerful servers, interspace, and cluster computing are the hardware characteristics of the fifth generation computers. These fifth generation computers can understand our natural human language. This is the software characteristic of the fifth generation computers. You all have known about the Alexa that can understand our normal human language and work accordingly. The fifth generation other characteristics are voice recognition, and they are capable of learning and self-organizing. These are all about the different generations of computer. Do subscribe and like my videos. Thank you.